Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of the Tower of Time. Now, we are in the process of going through the magical training grounds, having dealt with Sleeth's primal beasts and all the trouble that they caused. We've descended a little bit further with a little bit more knowledge, and we've unlocked the Mystic, who has joined the party, but we're not actually going to have her out there playing with us. We're going to do a little bit of item crafting, item forging for Kain at the very least. See if we can't get him a little bit more movement speed. I think we're going to replace the Lord's Ring, maybe his armor, and try and get something that's a fair bit better. I was actually having a quick look. He's got 7% cooldown reduction. We've got 20% on Maeve. Eric's is actually going slower because of our frenzied silk gloves and frenzied gold amulet. When we got this originally, I thought these were improving things, but no, they are actively making things worse. So we'll swap those over just so it's done, but we might want to do a bit of crafting of items down here as well. Anyway, back to Kain. Let's first of all go through and dismantle stuff that we're... actually... Stop the dismantle. This would lose us 8% of our mana, but it will give us better mana regen, and we'll end up with better crit chance and better cooldown. So that is a direct upgrade as well. Right, dismantle. That can go. That can go. This silk cap can go. This armor, it had a bit of attack speed, a bit of movement speed, but not as good as our current thing. We have slightly better armor from our current, and we get a mana boost, so we'll keep that. This would give us fewer mana points in total, but a 5% mana increase, so that's a maybe. If I put that on, we lose 3 mana. But our DPS goes up. 3 mana's not significant. We also get a little bit more health. But dismantle that. We've already decided we're gonna leave these alone so they can go. And then, do we want to have anyone with an immunity to daze? It's a maybe. The 30% loss on the water resist is pretty big. Gain 10% fire resist though. We'll hold on to it, but I'm still not convinced. These boots, I really like them, but losing 3 movement speed is just unfeasible for anyone. So they're just going to go. Right, back to other people's things. So this is a 2+. I like our current one, that can stay. I like our current one, that can stay. This would drop our movement speed significantly. I like our current one. And the trousers have been... They are better, we just lose the little bit of health regen. Alright, on to other big things. Let's get rid of that two-handed, we're not going to use that again. We'll get rid of the Is this better? It's two-handed. We're not going to use two-handeds on you. So two-handeds can both go. That armor, it loses a bit of movement speed, and we need to avoid that. That's really the crux of it, no matter what we're doing. All right, we're ready to start some building, or crafting at least. So we'll start with the helmet. If we can get movement speed, that'll be lovely. Failing that, bigger armor. And we're going for a heavy helm first of all. So, decent armor. The gold looks to be the biggest. And going for relic does make the most sense. It gives us a bit of water resist. I don't know what magic pool does. Maybe that gives us the health points. It's got more resist, it's got more health. We lose a little bit of movement speed, but overall it's fine enough. So next up is going to be the ring. Yeah, let's swap that Lord's ring out. Health points and health regen? Yeah. Ooh, and 2 might as well, and a bit of mana regen. That is an upgrade. Go ahead and dismantle this old one. Oh, the old one. Oh no, that's the Thorns one. Yeah, the old one was just a bit of health regen and a bit of health pool. Boots next. We need movement speed. So some heavy boots. Heavy boots with movement. They're pretty stonking, actually. Get rid of the old things. So we've already got 7 armor on our trousers. We can try crafting some new trousers. If we go for protection, that's more armor. We're losing a bit of mana, but we get fire resist and air resist. Let's try making one more. I think I prefer these. Losing the mana points in order to get the fire resist, I don't really like. So our armor is 48, goes up to 49, and our average resist goes up. That's cool. And we can put enchants on these as well. So dismantle, dismantle. Next up, if we're going to carry on, will be the chest piece. Our health regen is a little low because of the corrupted gauntlets. So heavy armor, probably protection. Yeah, that's going to be a flat better thing. Look at that. Decent water resist, some health regen on it. That is just a flat upgrade. Do we waste the resources on new gloves? I think we probably should. So heavy gloves. Again, going for protection makes a lot of sense. Nice. Bit of magic penetration is not useful, but armor penetration might be. We lose a little bit on the critical chance, but we're not really trying to do crits. We're trying to be hit and be annoying. For these corrupted gauntlets, I think they can just go. Now, we can consider doing some enchants on these as well. So let's have a look for chest armor. Elemental protection. That's nice. What's Mantle of Immunity do? That gets rid of poison and stun, elemental weakness, I assume shatter and things like that. Let's start with the helmet, actually. So the helmet, we can just do elemental sight. I don't think that's worth us spending the enchant on. For the gloves, we could do Mage gloves, reduces skill cooldown. It's nice, but we're not a mage, so not worth us spending the enchant on it. Leg armor, we've got similar to the rest. We could do thorns. I wonder if that stacks with the other thorns. Or we go for... I'm going to assume it doesn't stack. So we could do obsidian crust. Then the boots. Resistance aura, that makes a lot of sense, seeing as we're not going to be getting rid of these for a while. Then the ring. Mana siphon. We can certainly do that. It'd be good for us getting that last bit of healing in. How about the melee weapon? It's a fine enough weapon. I don't know if it's a super amazing, awesome one. But having armor shatter on or life drain. We do have a life drain too, which would give us 2-ish damage per hit. It's not a huge amount. Unless this counts for thorns as well. Let's leave the life drain for Rackham. We'll go for armor shatter on this. So then, just the chest armor. And we'll go for Mantle of Immunity. So, Kain is properly tanked up. If we have a look. No enchant on the head yet. We've got increased movement and attack speed over there. No enchant on the gloves. Mantle of Immunity. Armor shatter. Obsidian crust, which doesn't actually appear to have... There we go. Needed to take it off and put it back on. In fact, just in case, I'm gonna... Let's just de-equip everything and re-equip it all. There we go. 58 armor. Reasonable resists. A little bit of mana coming back. Bit more health regen. And look at that movement speed. That is a lot better, and our health is looking a lot nicer as well. Maeve, you've still got a couple of rank 1 things. The Life Force Spirit is fine because that scales. So the Elder Shaman's Amulet can stay for the moment. The Mego Gloves are giving you a good cooldown reduction. So yeah, I think you're fine. We could do with you having some rings though. So let's craft you up some rings. Couple of damage rings, I think. Armor penetration, magic penetration, decent mana, decent might. Let's get another one of those. Armor penetration, magic penetration, decent mana, decent speed. And those rings. We could do a mana siphon on one. I don't think we need it on both of them though. I think Eric's probably fine. Now that we've sorted out the skill cooldown, I might change over the rings for mana rings. Actually. So 2 mana rings. That one gives some might. And this one gives a little bit of life. Not amazing, but they're fine. Get rid of these old. So Rackham. We can't really afford to do any more crystals. We could go back to the transmuter on the level before, actually. That's a smart choice. Can we just walk up this way? No. Alright. Out of the tower and then back in. So into the tower, we're going to the service floor. There is a transmuter here that we can use. It was over here. There we go. And we're going to convert all of our lower gems. I want to say bad gems, but not all of them actually. Most of them. Most of our lower gems into higher gems. Now we're not doing the item upgrades, so there is more that we could do with our equipment, but I don't want to go completely OTT with stuff. There we go. Right, Rackham. Yeah, we're gonna get you new gem, new rings. And we can get you damage ones, actually. That'll work quite well across the board. Armor penetration, magic penetration. Nice. A little bit of mana regen there. Stats are ever so slightly better. You know what? I'm just going to get rid of that. We're not going to use it on anyone. Do I care enough about swapping the rest of your stuff? We could probably do some quick things. I think we'll leave Rackham as he is. And just before we go on, let's have a look at the types of boosts we can do on some of these items. I see. So each of the items has a number of upgrade slots. Items that we find in the dungeon are likely to have more, like the amulet up here. Alright, let's have a look at this amulet up here. So right now, it's giving us a bit of cooldown reduction. It's giving us some critical chance. With the enchant on it, it's giving us movement speed as well. And each upgrade would cost more and more and more. They're not nothing, but I don't think they're worth spending resources on just yet. Right, we need to go back to the lower level, so let's just head back to the town and then we'll come back in. That was a lot of time to just sort out our equipment, but we've sorted out Kane's movement problem, and that's pretty big. Also, Kane's going to be quite a lot tankier now than he was, which is going to work with the thorns as well. Let's carry on with the training grounds and see what we can find. What's this note? The Nature of Magic by Proteus. What is magic? The most sought after question still remains unanswered after so many years of intensive research and hundreds of disproved hypotheses. One fact remains certain, however. It has changed us in a profound way, replaced our creative society with a complacent one. We removed our will to understand how the world works, and master it with new inventions, and gave us nothing in return. They called this time the Age of Wonders. They wonder why. I, the most powerful magus of my time, am concerned about all this, instead of embracing it. I fear we're accumulating a debt, and the time to pay is upon us. The moment we took this debt upon us, we became the slaves. The only question remaining now is, who are our masters? Okay, so he has a bit of an anti-magic feeling. This watery place has some navigation that's going to need to be done, or perhaps even some draining. Let's see if we can find a way around to anything that might remove some of the water, like that lever there. Okay, that didn't so much. Well, it did kind of remove. We can actually switch it around. Okay, before we go messing with that, then. Sturdy doors seem to be locked without the right key. We cannot open it, and I assume that's the key there. Right. Onwards in the one-way battle we go. This brings us back round on this side. And now we can go down this little route and back across to the main area. Now all this has been exposed, so we're going to need the water level to be higher for us to be able to get up there. What's this blue plant? An alien-looking plant. It thrives in this place. Does it feed on mana? Maybe it does. And there's the Nature of Magic, Volume 2. The first recorded usage of magic took place 432 years ago. This is now considered year 0 in our calendars. An old woodcutter from the north region of Elena came upon a mana node while working in the forest. His own words reporting the incident have been preserved. A strange globe of blue light was hanging in the air. When I approached it, it suddenly came to life, as if sensing me. I stood very close to it and could feel that it was shaking with anticipation. When I touched it, it slowly crawled on my arm and chest. I understood that it must be willing to take it, absorb it. When I willed it, it slowly sunk underneath my skin. I understood immediately what it could offer me and how to use it. That day, I willed my arm to be as sharp as the dark gold blade and cut 100 trees with just one swipe of my hand. But before we go pulling any more, let's make sure we've looted this whole area as much as we can. And I assume that that has raised the water level. There we go. Across we come to this lever, which lowers that. And now we can retrace our steps. This is all entirely necessary. Round we go, back past the entrance. It is a little bit busy worky, but it's not too far to traipse around. So with that open, let's get the enchant scroll. That's elemental aura, which we have enchanted onto some of our kit already. And now let's explore these new little bits. We'll reel that key in. Your party managed to get the key hanging on the rope. Now the question remains, what's it open? We know what it opens. That is a big, chunky helmet. And in fact, we can raise the water and go back that way just to get it done. Let's have a quick look at the map. Yeah, that'll lead into the caves, but there is something else up this way. And there are still things for us to be looting. Yeah, movement below water. Do you see it? Aye, look like a golden fish. How could anything have survived here for so long? There's no vegetation, insects, nor prey. Perhaps it does not feed on flesh, nor plant. I've heard stories of creatures that live solely on mana, yet in truth I've never seen one. A fish that eats energy. This I have to get closer to look at, see if we can attract it to us. Cast a small firebolt into the water. The beast rises from the water, attracted to the spell. It's hypnotized by the colourful lights cast over the surface. Your champions have no trouble catching it. This thing must be at least 20 pounds. I've fished for many hours in my life and never caught anything even close to this. Attached to the fish, there's a small pendant on a chain. This is the water amulet, one of the 5 required to help the wisp. Having no option what to do with the fish, your champions release it into the waters. It dives deep and disappears. Well, that's cool. That's given us exactly what we needed. Gold gloves of anxiety. We don't like stuff of anxiety. Increases the cooldown. Let's switch the lever and we will see what this fight is about over here. They look a bit chunky. Fire Golem, Steam Golem, Water Golem, Armored Sentinels, Sky Guardians, and Elite Acid Guardians. Wow. 3 portals. I think we'll just go in as we are.
Yes.
I think we're going to start with the portal to our left.
Mani Marte.
All right.
Coming.
Yes, my lord.
Charge on in straight away.
Yes, moving.
Yes.
And we'll
Yes, moving.
get a lovely boost on our resistances. Kane is up to 72 armor. That means he's going to be doing a lot of Thorns damage right away. In fact, let's get him using his extra damage.
Onwards to the fray.
I wonder if his extra damage does the sundering, or if that was Rackham.
Aye, my lord.
At your service.
Money.
Either way, we haven't needed to do much in the way
Shoot
of
them. All right.
micromanagement.
Orders at once, sire.
We'll head straight for the next one. We can get an Ent behind us if we need it.
My blade is yours to command.
Money Marte.
We'll get to that water golem eventually. Just need Eric to get a little bit closer so we can get this golem down. Almost there. That feels about right.
How may I help you?
My lord?
Money.
Right. Eric, you can go back and deal with that thing. I'm sure you'll be fine by yourself doing
Yes.
that. Let's summon a bow to help, actually. Seeing as we have a magical bow now. That bow's not bad.
May the light guide.
Oh, the portal's already gone. Great. Well,
Yes.
let's get everyone else to move up and get the other one.
Money Nata.
Onwards to the fray.
We can leave the Ent and the water golem to do its bits.
Heru Amin.
Right, don't go too close.
Le Merna.
Yes.
Yes, my lord.
Are you in range for us to be able to charge in? Not quite. Your range is not quite what I want it to be. I need Kane to be closer.
Unleash hell.
How may I help you?
Aye, my lord.
Go ahead and get an extra bit off. And there we go, charge in. Extra armor for everyone. And this should be
May the
really
light guide
quite
your
easy.
path.
Kane is just tanking it all. He is taking some damage, but he's almost immediately regenning it.
Heading out.
And the last of the enemies fall. Cool. Well, got some boots. Might have a look at them a little bit later. So what is this area? Ooh. Well-winded charmer for a weapon. It looks like this kind of moves around over to the right. Water crystals, magic shoes. There is an ancient chest that we can grab there. But I wonder how the water cave area relates to this. I'm gonna have to go back either way. What's this I see before me? Can it be a party of heroes from the four corners of the world after all these years? You must help me. The waters have not flowed properly for 462 years, 3 months and 14 days. This is not acceptable. They must be purified. Who are you? And what do you mean by they must be purified? I'm the guardian of this place, together with my brother Geothash. We're responsible for maintaining this area free of refuse, so the Magi apprentices can enjoy their tests, breathing clean air and bathing in clean waters. Our fathers built us to maintain this place and made us their namesakes. They built the tower you're standing in, then they made us to maintain it, yet we failed sadly in our mission, thanks to that stubborn piece of granite in the Earth sector. I presume you're referring to your brother, Geothash? None other. He's more stubborn as a rock now than he was when he was alive all those years ago. It's hard to believe, as he was renowned for being monumentally stubborn before. Is there any way we can assist you? Do we have time for that? Must we stop in every possible corner and investigate, instead of fighting our way through this place? Cain, we know your sense of duty, yet it's clear that this place is nothing like we had imagined. We find it full of hostile life and threats, yes? In such circumstances, it's wise to understand and analyse, and occasionally help the others if we can. Tower will surely be grateful if we solve this problem. I guess you're right. Tower will be happy, and she will owe us. Fine. Let's see if we can help this stone face then. Master Guardian, please continue. The reservoir in the Earth sector supplies the water to the entire tower. However, hundreds of years ago, the great pump ground to a halt, and the water that was once pure and wholesome became sickly and stank. And soon the pipes were blocked. So where do you come into the picture, you and your brother Geothash? We differ on how to handle the problem. I know we need to send a strong current through the pipes to force the refuse outside. However, my stubborn brother believes we should enhance the waters with some cleaning agent, which would dissolve the elements clogging the pipes and wash them away. We don't understand the great machinery in this place, but to me, both options sound like they could work. No, some of the refuse clogged the pipe has crystallized into mana stones. Nothing in this world can dissolve this. It's harder than a diamond. Cannot you try both options at the same time? Surely no harm could be done. Geothash is silent for a very long time, his face seemingly to frown in deep concentration. The champions start to think that they've offended the piece of stone. But then, Geothash speaks again. Well, we never considered that. Yes, I suppose there's no harm in trying. Take this diamond wrench to my brother, and then convince him to do just that. Then you may take a swim in the Great Whirlpool and enjoy a break, knowing you did a good deed. Okay. What's in the darkness? There is nothing but darkness outside. Okay. Oh, that's a big thing. A hulking figure composed entirely of water sloshes and gurgles before you. His limbs distort in size and shape with rhythmic regularity, like waves on the ancient sea. It guards the way to the water crystal. This must be the final part of the initiation test. Well, we came here to get the crystal. Let's just check if there's anything else to do first. But we're going to have to engage with this thing. So it is weak to fire. It is immune to water. It's not much of a surprise. Powerful element is guarding the crystal. We've got to defeat him to recover
May
it.
the light guide your path.
And we are going to do just that. There it is.
Acknowledge.
Get straight in there.
Right between the eyes.
Maninata.
And we're going to put as many things out as we can, as quickly as we can.
Yes, sire.
Weak to fire, is it?
At your service.
Money.
Okay, time to take care of some of these nearby wisps as well.
Yes?
Aye, my lord.
It's almost half dead already. New boss stage. Let's get a bit more armor out, and let's get some healing out here as well.
How may I help you?
That'll help us offset the damage that he's putting out.
Unleash hell.
We'll put the last few buffs that we can on. But he's down. And we barely got scratched. Ooh, a reinforcing gold buckler of reinforcement. How reinforcing? So that's 10% extra armor on it. That's actually pretty solid. And that's a lot of money. With that defeated, let's grab the water crystal. Well, we'll grab the mage shoes first. That's pretty good. And there is the small water crystal. We can return it to the training supervisor, but there is more to be found here. The Nature of Magic Volume 3. Within 1 year of this event, occurrences such as this became common. A great chaos ensued. There were many deaths, mostly unintentional, and only a few caused by premeditated act. When people started to settle old scores, the most common cause was misjudgment of one's abilities. People started to do things beyond their capabilities, such as trying to raise a mountain that was blocking the path of nearby pastures, and instead causing a great avalanche that buried the whole village, or trying to raise a nearby river to irrigate the farmlands and instead causing a flood. In such cases, those with a strong magical affinity could weather this event, escape or protect themselves, but it killed scores of those who either did not absorb mana or whose mana to power conversion was weak. Right, let's go around the other side and grab that ancient chest. And then I think we're going to have to go back to the cave. See what's going on there, and then we'll return to the training supervisor. A little bit of armor, a little bit of money. Looks like there's some more money just hiding over there as well. Can we actually get underneath that? No. Then we'll just grab the last little bits in the area. Let's check if there's anything to do with this little raised platform. Ah! Well, we've been ambushed. Champions have been trapped. Let's free them
My
and
blade
get
is
on.
yours
Oh,
to command.
nasty. Okay.
Acknowledged.
We are chunking them down. Right.
Money.
Let's get some golems out.
Yes.
And we are back at full power.
Money matter.
At once, sire. Onwards to the fray.
Now there is a lot of
On my way.
enemies that we're going to have to defeat, so let's make sure we're in a position to always be attacking.
Affirmative.
Onwards to the fray.
More massive stabbing.
Aye, my lord.
We never really use Rackham's blind ability.
Yes.
And that's not to say it's not
Of course.
good.
Pero I mean, there's no lie.
It's just it never really feels appropriate. Well, with decent
Money.
groups packing in everywhere, let's get out of that
Consider
central
it done.
area. We'll get ourselves another bow out. I think it's just this guy left.
Yes, my lord.
And down he goes. Really, really easy. A Ring of Freedom. Immunity to stun. A little bit lower health. A little bit lower health regen. But that's a nice ring. That's better than
Coming.
the other ring that we had. Stun can be a nasty thing. Now, what have we got over here that was supposed to take our attention? We've got a little bit of gold hiding in this chest. That's interesting in and of itself. And some stairs up to a flow hammer. It's water damage. It's one-handed. 50% water resist. That would just be an obscene amount. It caps out at 80%. So there's no point in us getting any more water resist over here. I do like 45% stun chance on this sword, though. We're not going to give that up without a really good reason. Okay, well, with that, I think the only thing left to do is to head back to those caves. So let's go take a look at that. But unfortunately, we're running out of time for today, so that may have to be next time. Thank you very much for coming along, everyone. I do hope you are continuing to enjoy this. As always, if you are, be sure to give a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so, and you'll be told when the next episode goes live. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for another episode of the Tower of Time. See you soon.